Obviously disappointing to lose, but great college basketball game. Played really, really hard. They made a couple more plays than we did. Hats off to them. Give them credit. Both teams competed hard. They obviously made one or two more plays, so we've got to move on and get better and get ourselves ready for Tuesday. But great game. Great job by these guys. Great job by just about the whole team. We just came up a little bit short tonight.
Guys, can you talk about the struggles from three-point range today?
I don't think that's what they should be talking about right now. I mean, listen, these guys played as hard as they could. We didn't struggle from anything. We played really hard. They're shooting 30% from three on the season in league play. Over how many games have we played? This is now 14, over 13 games. And they made 15 out of 31. We didn't struggle offensively at all. We scored 98 points. This guy had 34 points. He had 23 points, and he was in foul trouble in the first half. You want to say, how did they shoot threes and make as many as they did? We'll answer that one. Go ahead. Answer why did they make as many as they did?
I guess they just had a good shooting night. I guess that's what it had to be, a good shooting night.
Have you ever been in the game like this is back and forth, especially with the guards, kind of one up on each other?
I mean, I feel like every time we play Akron, it's how this game goes, back and forth. You never know what's going to happen at the end of the game. Anything can happen.
Well, were you guys feeding off each other at all? Just the energy?
Yeah, I was kind of playing off Boo Man. Yeah.
I feel like we were just going what was working as a team. I mean, once a guy hit, we just try to give him the ball again and try to get him some spacing on the floor and get to his spot. So I felt like we were just, getting our spots and making the right plays.
Can you guys break down your emotions with tough time and what you guys were going through?
I mean, we're a team and we're a family. Family, they argue, they go through everything, and then when they go through it, they go through it together. So I feel like we go through everything emotional together every game. We're young. Some guys are young, so everybody have emotion, but we just go through it together, and we gonna help each other out with it.
Anthony, you got like a 12-point personal spurt in the second half when they kind of got up a little bit. Just talk about what was going through.
I was just keep getting aggressive. DP told me to start getting to the rim because I was settling in the first half, so I started attacking and playing inside out. Then my shot started falling.
Anthony, you don't usually get in foul trouble, so how are you able to kind of manage that tonight?
Everybody just telling me to calm down. We're going to be good. Like, you're going to come back. Just keep your head, keep my composure. So that's what I did.
Talk about the three you hit to second goal.
Phil made a great pass. I was open. He got the offensive rebound. Just knocked down the shot.
Great rebound, too.
Is this one, I mean, it's just as crazy as this game was. Obviously, they're all hard. Is this a little tougher in any way to lose a game like this, or is it, how do you guys feel?
I mean, it's definitely tough because we always want to beat Buffalo. We always want to beat them. So it's definitely a tough loss.
You guys are definitely a family and a complete unit. What was it like not having one of your brothers and leaders in Danny Pippen on the floor tonight?
I mean, once any guy go down that plays, it's hard. It's hard because everybody on our team do something different. So when you don't have that something that night, it's hard because you're used to having it. So it's hard that, you feel me, go out there and we missed his shot making ability, his length around the basket. We missed a lot from him tonight, so it was hard without him. But he was a vocal leader tonight, so he was still there with us.
Any more questions for players? All right, thanks guys. You guys are good.
All right, fellas. I'm giving hats off to him, man. Right, like Devontae Jordan, he's a senior, really good player. He had this year, going into this year, he was a really bad three-point shooter for his career. This year, he's been really good. Been struggling of late, and my guess would be he's been in the gym a lot. So, give him credit. He's a competitive, hard-nosed kid that's won a lot of games, and he's made some big plays in different ways for his team. And now tonight, you know, he did a little bit of everything. Him and Graves, both of them. Both those guys they're two returning guys that were starters from, you know, one of the best teams to ever play in this league. So those guys are not going to go down without a fight. They're playing well right now as a team. And tonight, again, 7 for 10 from Graves. Some of them, you get some good looks, which he got, but some of them are off the bounce. Some of them are highly, highly contested. But credit to him, he made them 7 for 10. I mean, what do you say when you make 7 for 10, and he can drive the ball, and he's a good player. So hats off to him, man. He played really well. It's obviously, it's disappointing, but when you play in a game like this, like, what a game, right? Like, so you just like that makes it tough, but you got to give the other team credit for what they did. More so even than what we didn't do. You look at the stat sheet, we got out-rebounded. We gave up too many second chance points, 15-8. You can say that's the difference in the game. Fast break points, we gave up too much. But in these games, that's what happens, man. Like, played as hard as we could play. And, again, we're missing one of our main guys. That's not no excuse at all. But it's hard. Like, he's a rim protector. The first time we played them, he had 20 points and, 10, 12 rebounds, and he impacted so many shots at the basket. So, Phil played 46 minutes. He was just, he was gassed, and he gave up some offensive rebounds late, and he had a couple fall through his hands that, he tired. So they were tired too, but they made a couple more plays. So hats off to them. Obviously, really disappointing. Can't be more disappointed. You lost a heartbreaking game, but you know what? We got to come back on Tuesday, and we got to find a way to win on Tuesday.
Coach, do you have a timetable on Danny Pippen's return?
No, I don't. His back locked up at practice today, and I don't know if you saw him, but he can't stand straight right now. So, he'll get round the clock treatment. I know he wants to play basketball. He does not like sitting there. So he'll get treatment, and as soon as he can come back, he'll come back. Until that point, we need Travell Beck. Kalen, he played a couple minutes and gave us a little something. And then Mitch plays there and CJ plays there, and Mitch has to play a little bit better, but it's not for a lack of effort. These guys tried as hard as they can try tonight. And when you lose a game, when you try as hard, everybody gave everything they had. What do you say? You say, hey, that's life. It doesn't always go your way. When you don't give everything you had, then you're frustrated and angry and upset and trying to figure out what the deal is, but not tonight.
When Buffalo was coming back, though, in
Yeah.
the fourth quarter, what exactly was going wrong on Kent State's side?
Yeah, they're an elite offensive team. So at start of the second half, we got in foul trouble, and they got to the foul line significantly more in the second half. In the second half, they were 15 for 19 from the foul line. In the first half, they were 1 for 2. In the second half, we went to the foul line 10 times. In the first half, we went 8. So we got fouls early in the second half. They were really, really aggressive, and we fouled. And I'm sure there's some that I would question, and that's, again, you play 50 minutes. The officials are trying as hard as they can, too. So, I'll probably send 15 clips to the head of the officials and say, I think this is wrong. I think this is wrong. But they tried as hard as they could, too, and they probably missed a couple, and they might have missed a couple on our end, too. That's just the way the game is. They were really aggressive early. That got them to the foul. I'm giving you a long answer. That got them to the foul line, and that allowed them to get back in the game. We were up 6, and that thing erased rather quickly because we kept fouling, and they were aggressive driving the ball.
Coach, obviously a very close game. It was very close statistically. Just kind of talk about just that physical battle going on.
Yeah, yeah. We had a couple too many turnovers, some big ones, obviously, and they got too many offensive rebounds, and they scored more on theirs, like 15-13 in offensive rebounds. They scored more on theirs than we did on ours, so they did a better job finishing. It was just a battle. It was a tough game, hard-fought game, and you know what? One team goes home happy, and the other team goes home miserable. So we're the team that goes home miserable, and it's obviously disappointing. But if you watch the team, what do you say? There was plays. Everyone who was on the roster that played has a play or two that if they had made, the game might be different. Nobody didn't try. Nobody was into themselves. Nobody didn't give forth as best effort as they could. You know, some guys didn't play great, some guys played well, and it happens, man. So try to get better and move on and grow from it. And yeah, that's really all there is to it.
Hey, Blue, real quick.
Yeah.
How many times do you see in this day and age somebody score 34 points?
Yeah, no threes. Yeah, I mean, you know, he played really well, and you could see late in the game he was exhausted. 48 minutes. You know, the last three that Jordan hit, you know, he closed out and he sort of left his feet. Probably shouldn't have, but he just couldn't even get himself back in the play. He was you know, he was spent, and he played a little bit more than their leading minute guy plays. So maybe those 3 minutes I couldn't get him out because I didn't have enough guys. You know, we're down a player. Maybe that 3 minutes is the difference. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he played really, really hard. He got to the rim. He finished, I mean, some unbelievable finishes. Certainly his best game, you know, of his career. And you know, if he goes 8 for 10 from the free throw line, maybe, but nobody's trying to miss a free throw. Trying to make all the free throws. It's just, you know, he's been in the gym shooting them. Today he missed a couple that if he makes, maybe we win in regulation. But every player has a play that if we make it, maybe we win in regulation, maybe we win in overtime. Didn't happen. I'm not gonna, you know, there's some days that I come in here and I'm messed up because we didn't play well. Ball State didn't play well, messed up. Northern Illinois, it looked like we were in a different world, you know. Tonight we played as hard as we could play. We're man short, played as hard as we could play. And they shot 15 for 31 from 3. And they're shooting on the season going into tonight 30% in league play in 13 league games, not 3 league games, 13 league games. Give them credit, man. They played really well, and they made a couple big-time plays.
Any more questions for Coach?
All right, thank you, guys. We'll see you Tuesday. See you guys Tuesday.